On March the 1st, 2019, Andreen McDonald's employees found it unusual when she didn't show up for work, not even late. This was out of character for her, especially since she also missed her gym sessions, to which she was devoutly committed. Her absence raised alarms among them. Andreen McDonald maintained a rigorous daily routine. She was known to hit the gym by 5:30 a.m. and be at her office by 8 a.m. The most troubling signs were that her phone was nowhere to be found, while her purse was left untouched, her keys lay on the counter, and her cars remained parked at home. Upon investigation of their home, no signs of a struggle, such as overturned furniture or broken items, were evident. However, a concerning discovery was made. Blood stains and strands of hair on a wall and a light switch, suggesting a violent incident had occurred, marking the scene as a potential crime scene. Andreen was raised in a closely knit family in the charming town of Port Antonio, Jamaica. Known for her generosity with both her wealth and time, often seen distributing food to those in need. Andreen met Andre when she was just 19 years old. Andre, hailing from Jamaica just like Andreen and serving as a captain in the U.S. Air Force, returned to Port Antonio in May 2009 for a funeral. It was there he met Andreen, a decade his junior. They quickly decided she should move to America with him, and they married in July of that year. Their new life together soon welcomed a daughter, Alina, who became the center of Andreen's universe. At just 22, Andreen had founded Starlight Homes, an assisted living business in San Antonio, with the startup funds provided by Andre, liquidating his 401k and selling his BMW to support her vision. Their partnership proved successful, and Starlight Homes blossomed from a modest home-based operation into a thriving multi-million-dollar business within 7 years. In 2016, while Andre was on a 6-month training program to transition his career from engineering to cybersecurity, Andreen decided to reconnect with her first love, Albin, who resides in Jamaica. Their history dates back to when Andreen was just 13 years old, and Albin was 27. Consequently, Andreen sent a message to Andre, instructing him not to return to their home upon completing his training. Caught by surprise, Andre found this message unexpected. Despite occasional minor disagreements, nothing had seemed serious enough to lead to such a drastic step, especially considering that when Andre departed for his training, their relationship seemed stable. Nevertheless, Andre decided to return home after his training concluded in December, only to discover a tense and unwelcoming atmosphere. Andreen appeared unhappy and frequently confronted him over trivial matters, creating a living situation Andre had not anticipated or desired. A few months into this strained environment, Andre communicated his intention to file for divorce, which he officially did in 2017. Despite the filing, both continued to live under the same roof. Later, Andreen pleaded with Andre to reconsider the divorce and suggested they attempt to salvage their marriage. Holding on to his feelings for her, Andre agreed to halt the divorce proceedings. Within few weeks, their efforts seemed to pay off, as their relationship appeared to improve significantly. But Andreen kept traveling to Jamaica under the pretext of visiting family. But her trips also included meetings with Albin, who was working on getting his green card to move to the U.S. and be with her. She shared details of her reignited romance with her friend Carol Ganbar, who warned her of the dangers, saying such actions could lead to disastrous outcomes either for Andreen or Andre. Carol mentioned how Andreen often expressed a wish for Andre to cheat, providing her a reason to divorce him and secure the majority of their shared assets. When this didn't happen, Andreen took a different route by setting up a new company solely under her name and began shifting assets from the business she and Andre owned together into her new venture. By 2018, the business had grown, adding a third location and planning a fourth. The expansion took a toll on Andreen, who felt overwhelmed by balancing work, home, and personal care, while Andre felt neglected and like he didn't belong. In April 2018, during a trip to Jamaica, Andreen saw it as a chance to spend more time with Albin. On this trip, she decided to get 2 tattoos, one matching Albin's infinity symbol and another with Albin's birthday. These tattoos symbolized her commitment to their relationship and future together. When she came back to the US, Andre saw the 2 new tattoos on Andreen's hands and grew suspicious about their meanings. His curiosity led him to investigate, eventually finding a photo on social media of Albin with the identical tattoo. The date, 14/3/76, was Albin's birthday. Angry, Andre demanded Andreen end her relationship with Albin, conceal her tattoos, and never visit Jamaica without him. She complied, covering the tattoos, not willing to risk losing what she had worked so hard for. At this stage, their relationship had hit a dead end. To anyone looking from the outside, things seemed perfectly fine. Andreen even organized a 40th birthday celebration for Andre on February 16, 2019, and during the party, she asked him if he would accompany her to the Buju Banton's Long Walk to Freedom concert scheduled for March 16, 2019, in Jamaica. Andre declined, fearing threat to his life from Andreen's boyfriend. On Thursday, February 28, 2019, Andre found out that Andreen had started a new company in 2018 named Elena's Property Management LLC, and notably, he was not listed as an owner. To make matters worse, he discovered that assets from their jointly owned business were being transferred to this new company without his knowledge. This revelation infuriated Andre, resulting in a heated and prolonged argument between them. However, next day, on March 1, 2019, Andreen vanished. In the afternoon, following the report of 29-year-old Andreen Mcdonald's disappearance by her mother, a sheriff's deputy quickly arrived at the McDonald's residence, situated in a posh-gated community in San Antonio. The deputy stumbled upon alarming signs, indications of blood on a wall and what seemed to be hair. The backyard, usually well-maintained, revealed another concerning detail: a burn pile containing a zipper from Andreen's blouse. Andre McDonald explained to the deputy that after waking up, he had dropped their daughter Alina at school before heading to Lackland Air Force Base for his job as a cyber warfare analyst. Upon hearing of Andreen's absence, Andre hurried back home. However, he soon left again, speculating that Andreen, prone to migraines, might have sought treatment at a nearby hospital. Security footage showed Andre at the hospital, inquiring about a McDonald in room 3. Returning home, he informed everyone that Andreen was hospitalized. Yet, a call from the deputy to the hospital unveiled that the McDonald admitted was not Andreen. Andre claimed he had returned home prematurely without seeing his wife because he had forgotten his cell phone and wanted to inform Andreen's mom that he had located Andreen. On the evening of her disappearance, a forensic crime unit confirmed that the stains found in the bathroom were indeed blood. When questioned, Andre mentioned the last time he saw Andreen was the previous night. He recounted an argument they had had about the business after returning from the tax preparer's office, which led him to drive off to cool down, even stopping at a Shell station for gas, a detail confirmed by video evidence. Upon returning home, Andre claimed they slept in separate bedrooms. However, investigators uncovered something Andre hadn't mentioned: a text exchange at the gas station that pointed to a troubled marriage. The texts between Andre and Andreen were filled with accusations of betrayal and unfaithfulness. In one exchange, Andre threatened divorce over the mention of Albin, leading Andreen to retort, "I don't care if you get a divorce. You brought Albin into our life." Unable to find Andreen's phone, and with no activity on her credit cards or passport, Andre quickly became a suspect. He ceased cooperating and sought legal representation. The following day, an undercover officer saw Andre leaving their home, which now showed signs of damage, and followed him to a gun shop. There, Andre bought a 9mm handgun and bullets. Observing this, the officers believed he might be intending to harm himself. Upon exiting the shop, they intervened, detaining Andre and subsequently handing him over to military authorities for a psychological assessment. As investigators continued their work, They obtained a warrant to search the house and Andre's car more thoroughly. Inside the vehicle, they noticed several items that raised alarms: a shovel, 2 axes, a hatchet, trash bags, gloves, and gas cans. But it didn't stop there. Inside the house, in a trash can, they found a torn-up receipt from Lowe's. They managed to get footage from the store, showing purchases made the day after Andreen was reported missing. These purchases, made right after his wife disappeared, seemed to suggest plans to get rid of her body. The evidence was stacking up. In a particularly alarming discovery, in the corner of the garage, they found what they believed to be critical evidence: a hammer and clothes thrown away as trash. Among these clothes, some appeared to belong to Andre, and on the pocket of these jeans were traces of blood. The hammer too held a grim detail. It was tested and found to have blood on it. DNA tests confirmed the blood was Andreen's. This led investigators to believe the hammer might have been used to kill Andreen. This collection of evidence pointed directly at Major Andre McDonald, suggesting his involvement in his wife's disappearance. Items with Andreen's blood were found discarded in their home, turning the missing persons investigation into something much darker. However, despite these damning finds, proving a murder had taken place was challenging. Without a body, transitioning from a missing persons case to a homicide investigation was fraught with difficulties. On March 3, 2019, after completing its evaluation, the Air Force discharged Andre, who was immediately arrested by civil authorities. The arrest wasn't for murder, though. Major Andre McDonald faced charges for tampering with evidence, a decision based on the discovery of a torn receipt in his home that listed items bought from a hardware store shortly after Andreen's disappearance. The community was left in a state of shock and confusion, especially as Andre ceased all cooperation with the investigation. It was clear from his demeanor that he wasn't going to divulge any details of what had occurred. In response, Sheriff Salazar appeared on local television, pleading for anyone with information about Andreen's whereabouts to come forward. The call for help rallied the San Antonio community, family, and friends to join in the search for Andreen. Despite being released from jail, Andre did not participate in the search for his wife. Instead, he took over the operations of Starlight Homes, the business he had with Andreen. The search for Andreen continued without success, turning days into months of fruitless efforts. Then, on the evening of July 11, 2019, 133 days after Andreen disappeared, a significant discovery was made. Around 7:30 p.m., deputies were called to a location following a report of human remains found. Skeletal remains were unearthed in a farmer's field, a mere 6 miles away from where the McDonalds lived. The man who found them was actually out to collect a cow skull he had seen from afar. Instead, he stumbled upon what looked to be a human skull near the cow skull. The remains were identified as those of Andreen McDonald, leading to Andre McDonald's arrest and charge for the murder of his wife. The pursuit of justice for Andreen's family stretched over 4 years. Despite the compelling evidence discovered at the McDonald residence, such as the hammer and blood, the exact cause of Andreen's death remained uncertain. The medical examiner's office couldn't determine the cause of death due to the condition of Andreen's body, which had been exposed to the elements for an extended period. McDonald, insisting on his innocence, had the backing of some of the best defense attorneys in San Antonio. McDonald remained under house arrest until just days before his trial, which was scheduled to start on January 17, 2023. Breaking his silence, McDonald started sharing a remarkable version of events, claiming to his own mother, Jackie, and then to Andreen's mother and sister, that Andreen's death was nothing but a tragic accident. This new narrative shifted the entire perspective of the case. When the trial commenced, McDonald was prepared to share his account directly, but only after the prosecution presented their evidence. The prosecution's opening statements highlighted a hammer found in the trash bin of the garage, smeared with the victim's blood. The defense argued that Andreen's death was accidental, stemming from a mutual confrontation that escalated tragically in moments. They sought to frame the situation as one of immediate, unintended consequences rather than premeditated murder. After an intense 6 days of testimony from 33 witnesses, the prosecution concluded its case. The defense, on the other hand, called just one witness to the stand, Major Andre McDonald himself. McDonald recounted the events of February 28, 2019, during a visit to the tax preparer's office with Andreen, where he learned she had launched a new business a year prior without his knowledge. This revelation, according to McDonald, was merely a sign of betrayal, suggesting financial deceit rather than any motive for murder. Following a tense dispute that night, McDonald recounted stepping out to a local gas station to cool down. The argument didn't stop there. It escalated through text messages. Upon returning home, McDonald broached the subject of divorce and proposed dividing their business equally. This suggestion infuriated Andreen. McDonald described how Andreen stormed into the room to confront him. "She got right in my face, and in the heat of the moment, she spat at me. Reacting instinctively, I grabbed her, and our heads collided, causing a cut on her face." Andreen rushed to the bathroom and, upon seeing her reflection, came out swinging. McDonald's account of the altercation is unsettling.
That was happening. So, when she was attacking me, I was basically just trying to defend myself. And I guess probably like a normal situation, you probably like, if someone's like a lot smaller than you, it's not a big deal, you probably just hold them. But since she's, she's bigger than I am, she's pretty strong, so trying to hold her, to restrain her or some shit like that, it's probably not feasible. So I just gave her a few kicks, like a couple of kicks, to like knock the wind out of her and get her to stop.
These kicks, are they lined up kicks of somebody, or are they all part of the movement?
It's just like sort of like in the movement, because like when you flip, you got a leg behind you and you just whip it, and then you whip the next one.
McDonald paused the fight to tend to their daughter, Elena, putting her back to bed. About half an hour later, when he returned, he found Andreen lifeless. After ensuring his 7-year-old daughter, Elena, wouldn't stumble upon the tragic scene of her mother lying lifeless, McDonald took drastic steps. He transported Andreen's body to a secluded field, removed her clothes, and then burned them upon returning home, leaving behind a telltale scorched mark in the yard. The presence of Andreen's blood on a yellow hammer raised questions that seemed to contradict McDonald's narrative of the events being an accident. McDonald offered an explanation during his testimony. He recounted a moment of anger and determination to confront the situation head-on. Armed with the yellow hammer and gasoline, he returned to the field under the cover of darkness, blaming Andreen for the unfolding events.
My plan was to hit the person that caused this whole circumstance.
You felt it was her fault, right?
It's absolutely her fault.
What did you do with the gasoline?
I poured it on her and then I used the lighter and set it on fire. I hit her in the face, the neck, and I just like hit her again as I was walking away.
Why that last blow?
As I was walking away?
Yes.
I guess I was still angry when I was walking away.
In a significant turn, the defense shifted the focus towards self-defense, suggesting McDonald's actions that night stemmed from a genuine belief in protecting himself. This perspective aimed to recast the narrative, emphasizing the physical capabilities of Andreen and the fear McDonald felt during their altercation, suggesting a complexity to the events that went beyond the initial appearance of aggression. The defense team brought forward videos of Andreen showcasing her strength by giving her husband a piggyback ride and lifting weights, highlighting her physical capabilities. They posed questions about Andreen's strength and the fear McDonald felt during their confrontation, emphasizing the narrative of self-defense. According to McDonald, Andreen had the strength to lift up to 300 pounds, a fact that played a significant role in shaping the defense's argument. And when ultimately the verdict was announced, McDonald was found not guilty of murder as initially charged, but was convicted of manslaughter. This decision reflected the jury's complex task of navigating through the evidence, testimonies, and the nuanced definitions of self-defense and culpability within the legal framework. Andre McDonald was found not guilty of murder, but guilty of manslaughter instead. He was handed a 20-year prison term. Later, McDonald was given an extra 5 years for tampering with evidence. Andreen Mcdonald's sister, Cindy, couldn't hide her shock and disbelief at the verdict. She found it incomprehensible that after McDonald's actions, which included using a hammer on his wife, stripping her, dousing her with gasoline, and then burning her, the jury only convicted him of manslaughter. Cindy expressed that this verdict would haunt her for the rest of her life. For Andre's mother, the whole situation is a heartbreak that doesn't make any sense. Her daughter-in-law, who had moved to America, built a successful business, and dedicated herself to helping others, is gone. The thriving business Andreen worked so hard to build has now shut its doors. Alina, who is now 12 years old, has become the central figure holding the family together. This includes Andre's mother, Jackie, who is now mostly left with memories and the deep pain of what happened. Andreen's mother and Cindy have taken on the role of raising Elena. It's a situation filled with mixed emotions because Elena brings so much of Andreen back to them. Elena's presence is a constant reminder of Andreen, making their journey of grief and healing intertwined with love and remembrance. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more stories like this.